Hey sailors, welcome to the crew. I'm Sea Lord Jenda, and this is my Let's Play of Rule the Waves 3. This time around, we are playing as Great Britain, starting in 1890, with fleets set to super large. So I've just fired it up, done the with those settings, and so let's take a look at what our starting situation looks like. So we are, of course, Great Britain, British Empire. It's 1890. It's not technically at its peak, but basically it is. Obviously, our home territory is the UK and Ireland, although the Irish might disagree. And we are what you might call, maybe not overextended, but we are certainly extended. There is literally, I think there are 3 sea zones on the entire map, these three, that we don't have territory in. North American East Coast, we've got Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, New Brunswick, and Bermuda. Caribbean, we've got the Bahamas, well, the Bahamas is divided in two. We've got Jamaica, we've got Trinidad. Over in West Africa, we have, was that just literally West? We have Sierra Leone, we have Nigeria, we've got South Africa, we've got Kenya, we've got Zanzibar, we've got Yemen or Aden, we've got Gibraltar, Malta, Egypt, Cyprus, India, Sri Lanka, Burma, Malaysia, Singapore, Australia, both halves, New Zealand, the Solomon Islands, Fiji, Hong Kong, British Columbia, the Falkland Islands. Maybe I missed some. But anyway, you get the idea, I think. We own a lot of territory. It's very far flung. Naval supremacy wise, we are at our peak right now, basically. It's probably, I mean, if the game goes well, it might be even better by the end, but honestly, probably not, because it's almost inevitable that the US will catch up with us a lot over the course of this game. Right now, the US is pretty much insignificant in all honesty. Our big rival is still France and Russia at this stage. Germany will be catching up over the next 20 years or so, but in the 1890s, France and Russia are still who we have to worry about, and then maybe Germany and surge up along with perhaps Japan. And then late game, it's almost certainly going to be the US that we have to worry about, but not for like 20 or 30 years from the start date. So, what do we have to police this enormous far flung empire? We have currently 19 battleships in service, which appear to be divided into the Collingwood and Repulse classes. The Collingwoods are the larger of the two. They are 12,500 tons, 16 knots, 4 13-inch guns, 6 5-inch, 8 2-inch, so pretty anemic secondary armament, 14-inch belt, 2.5-inch deck, which is pretty sturdy actually, although it's a very primitive armor type, but 14-inch turrets, 6-inch battery, 2.5-inch conning tower, 5 submerged torpedo tubes. Then the Repulse class has 3 13-inch guns, 1 twin and 1 single turret, 11,000 tons, 17 knots, 2 6-inch, 10 2-inch, 10.5-inch belt, 2-inch deck. Okay, this is at best a colonial battleship, and I hate it. Next, and it looks like we've got what, 3, 7, 7 repulses, which means we have 12 Collingwoods. Okay, we can work with that. We only have 2 armored cruisers, which is horrifying. That's extremely low. We need to build more immediately. Those are both. Those are Diadem and Europa, 6,300 tons, 20 knots, 2 8-inch guns, single turrets, 8 6-inch, 12 3-inch, 3.5-inch belt, 1.5-inch deck. They're not that bad as armored cruisers in and of themselves necessarily, but we only have 2 of them. We need more. And then we have 38 protected cruisers and another 2 building, which a bunch of classes that I don't even really want to keep track of, but we've got Argonaut, 9,100 tons, 20 knots, two 9-inch guns, 12 6-inch, 16 3-inch, 4-inch belt, 2.5 inch. Okay. Literally more capable in every single way, down to the armor. Thicker armor, heavier armament. Yeah, literally more capable in every aspect than the Diadem class armored cruisers. So I guess that makes them pretty good for protected cruisers, but they should really just be reclassified. One champion, which is horrible, 3,200 tons, 20 knots, 6 4-inch, 6 2-inch, 2.5-inch belt, 2-inch deck. Useless garbage. 4 6 Constance class, 4,700 tons, 21 knots, 8 5-inch, 8 3-inch, 2-inch belt, 1.5-inch deck. Also garbage. I don't really believe in cruisers with less than 6-inch guns, to be honest. I think you're just wasting. You build a destroyer. I get it, they're not totally unviable, but I don't like them. Couple of Andromedas, 9,100 tons, 20 knots, 2 9-inch, 12 6-inch, 16 3-inch, 4-inch belt, 2.5-inch deck. These are the same as the Argonauts, I think, or basically so. 2 Ariadnes, 9,100 tons, 20 knots, 14 6-inch, 2 4-inch, 8 2-inch, 4-inch belt, 2.5-inch deck. Similar, but with more 6-inch, and they've dropped the 9-inch main armament. I'm not sure what they've gotten out of it. I guess they're a little cheaper. And let's see, more Constances, 2 Creases, which are 9,100 tons, 20. Okay, these are the 9-inch type again, but different somehow. Not actually, but allegedly. 6 Arethusa class, which have 2 8-inch, 10 6-inch, 16 2-inch, 5,200 tons, 20 knots, 3-inch belt, 1.5-inch deck. Still kind of overarmed for that displacement, especially, but not bad. 4 Abukirs, which are the 6-inch type again, the 14 6-inches. 3 Persians, which are the god awful useless type again. A Latona, which has 8-inch gun, 2 8-inch, 8 6-inch, 10 3-inch, 20 knots, 2-inch belt, 2-inch deck. Couple of Persians. Like, I'm not even going to try, we're going to replace all these with some much more standardized classes as quickly as we can manage, basically. But, so that's what we got to work with to start. And nobody can build torpedo boats yet, that's right. So that's what we have to work with for now. Let's first of all go through our tabs here and set some stuff. Research to max. We're going to push fire control because that's extremely handy. Turrets because that's extremely handy. Guns because that's good. Obviously, the more of these I set the high, the less useful it actually is. And then I think, oh man, it's been a couple months. I forget all of a sudden what ship design does. I think we need to push this because we need decent destroyers. And I'll make more adjustments if one of those turns out to be more important than I remember it being. Oh, speaking of which, we're building 5 ships as well. Those would be the, we're building 5 battleships, which 2 are the Magnificents, 11,800 tons, 19 knots, 4 10-inch, 10 6-inch, 18 2-inch, 6-inch belt, 2-inch deck. Yeah. Unfortunately, they're halfway. You know what? I don't even care if they're halfway paid for already. They're awful. Is it possible to rebuild ships into... Let me take a quick glance here. No, I can't change the ship type on a rebuild. At least not willy-nilly. Because I was almost thinking these could be salvaged as armored cruisers if I stripped a little more armor off, made them a little faster, but no. They're completely useless. I am literally just going to throw them in the garbage. Goodbye. Nobody wants those. Absolutely nobody wants those. 3 Hannibal class, 15,000 tons, 17 knots, 4 13-inch, 10 6-inch, 14 2-inch, 10.5-inch belt, 2.5-inch deck. Not as thickly armored as I'd like. Britain does have its big disadvantage is the hidden flaws trait, which causes its ships to blow up from flash fires a bit more than average. Which for me means we're going to need to be even more careful about armoring our ships than we usually would be, but we'll work with it. And then we have this light cruiser, which is terrible. I'm going to scrap it. And this light cruiser, which is acceptable. This is another Andromache. I think we have some already. Oh no, we have Andromedas. This is different, but yeah, okay, that's where we're at there. You have some 4-inch and 6-inch coastal batteries. Foreign stations requirement is, let's see, it should give me an overview down here, honestly, instead of just saying okay, but forgot about our enormous need for the med. Our total foreign stations requirement is going to be on the order of, like, I don't even know, 72, 113, 119, 134, 43, 49, 60, 161,000 tons on foreign stations. Our whole fleet is only 500,000 tons, and it's by far the biggest in the world. But okay. How many ships do we have on foreign stations? Not that many. Well, we have none technically set to foreign stations, but what we do have is a pile of cruisers and such that are in the Mediterranean that can... Having a Mediterranean squadron was a very big portion of that foreign stations requirement in historical British usage, and it's probably would work well for us too. As long as we've got the bases at Gibraltar, Malta, and Alexandria built up, we can recall them home easily. Anyway, okay, that's research figured out. Build ship, not yet. Doctrine. No peacetime training. That is not relevant right now. None of that. We can't run a naval academy. Ammo loadouts, we'll leave the defaults. I think they're fine generally. I think the ammunition usage doctrines are fine generally too. I haven't had problems with them, and I've never really messed with them that much before. So we should be able to just leave this all as it is for now. I think so. Mobilization, well, no, but also we don't need to. No reserve, no building forts. We do need to design divisions. We will get to that momentarily. References, let's see. Oh, this is super relevant, I think. Stay on Rear Admiral's mode, I believe. That's what I'm used to. I'm going to keep it on auto-assign officers for now. Especially because on super large fleets, I think it would be super tedious to adjust all of them manually, but we'll see. We are, of course, on the new update with the 1.17 Admiral update here with the new battle generator where officers have some effect and can be assigned to command forces in particular areas and rearrange your divisions before battle and so on. I haven't tried it yet, so we'll see how it works, but it's been released for actually a couple months now, but we're to it now. Okay, so our budget. We've got 8,500 coming in positive per month, which means we need to be spending more money. Not a shocker, really. Before I get to that, I should say same. Let me just formalize the rules that I sort of established last campaign. If you comment and ask, I will name a ship after you, or just if you're a regular commenter, like light cruiser or smaller. If you donate, you can ask a capital ship to be named after you. That was sort of what I did informally last campaign, and call me greedy, but I think it worked. So that's where we're at. Now, dedicated. Okay, I'm just looking through. Obviously, armored cruisers are what we need the most of right now. I'm gonna slap all of the sort of small cruisers, as in the ones that don't have at least 6-inch guns, onto foreign station status. And we'll just kind of keep an eye on that. There's no huge need to move the fleet around until we're just straight up don't need these. I'm gonna just scrap these. Right, so those are all going to be on foreign station status, and we'll just kind of keep an eye on that. We have a couple of battleships on colonial duties. I would say recall those. Although, I understand the desire, actually, but I'm going to recall the Collingwoods. And if for some combination of foreign station requirements and RPing we want to have ships on foreign station, I'm going to send a repulse down to... Oh, I already have one there. I'm going to send one down to Southeast Asia, Singapore, although I don't believe that base was actually built up yet at this date, really, but oh well. And I'm going to send another one over to the North American East Coast. Technically, we should have a significant squadron in the Mediterranean, so I guess, well... But in-game, it's just going to cost money, and there's no real need to, so I'll just ignore that. And so that leaves us with the question of armored cruisers. What's everybody else got right now? Germans have some with... Who has the most? Russia, France... No, Italy, actually, but... France is the most by tonnage. They're building a lot. Let's see, 4 8-inch, 8 6-inch. Just saying, kind of getting an idea. 6 8-inch, although definitely a compromise design to do it. 12 5-inch. 4 8-inch, 8 6-inch. US literally 2 8-inch, 8 6-inch. 2 8 8 6. Dang, the Italians have 15-inch guns on their starter battleships. On the other hand, they also have possibly the single worst gun layout I've ever seen in this game, in which for some appalling reason they have not a single centerline gun on their ship. So that's good for them. That's nice, little Italy. Alright. And they've got like 6 to 8. I mean, frankly, we have enough battleships. We have so many battleships. Especially with a bunch still under construction. I'm not worried about our battleships, and I'm not really worried about our light cruisers either. We need to build like 10 armored cruisers right now. So let's see what we can get. Terpsichore? That's not too bad. Why did you just design... Did I click light cruiser? Or did it just come up with a light cruiser? Maybe I did click it. Drake better, I think. Okay, let's see if we can push 21 knots. 4-inch belt. 2-inch deck. I believe we don't have any torpedo defense. Nope. Accommodation. Colonial service, no. We might do that for some of our... the only option we're going to have for that. Nine-inch main guns and twin turrets. Plenty of ammo. Victorian turrets, yeah, that's pretty much correct. Although technically we could go for pre-dreadnought, but it's more like Victorian still in 1890. light A, medium A, directors. How heavy does this end up being? I can probably afford to stick to 10 6-inch guns, eh? 12 3-inch. Not bad. How much does it weigh? Oh, it weighs so much. 9,800 tons. It's not what you'd call a cheap armored cruiser. I could save a lot of money by letting it only go 20 knots. I could save 3 million, 2 million a piece. 2,000 a piece, or what? It's not really clear what the money means, but 9,800. Eh? Oh. Let's do it. What's our heaviest current one? 9,100? Yeah, that's fine. I like to build ships that'll last. I mean, there's no way to make a 1890 armored cruiser future-proof exactly, but 29-inch guns are the best way to do it. Oh yeah, shipbuilding. You have bigger docks immediately. 15,500 is not gonna do it for long. Although it's more than adequate for... Well, it's only 500 tons leeway over our current battleships, so it's not exactly that fantastic. No, what was that other message? Dunno. Oh yeah, let's form some divisions, shall we? Let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna need to go into the division editor. And we got how many battleships? 19? Soon to be 22. Okay, this is gonna be first battle division. Second battle division. Might take a little while. Third battle division. Fourth battle division. Okay, I was considering whether I wanted to officially make a dedicated, like, colonial battleship division, but I think we're just gonna... I doubt I'll keep building colonial battleships for the whole game, so we'll just assign them to 4th and 5th for now. So there's a start. Let's see. U4. First battle division. U4. Second battle division. U2. And U2. Third battle division. U3. Fourth battle division. U4. Fifth battle division. Perfect. Okay, and then we're gonna need... Armored Cruiser Division, and then we're gonna need 8 light cruiser divisions, I guess. That's nice. These I might divide into official protected cruisers and then like scout cruisers. I don't know for sure if we will keep building dedicated scout cruisers. We might have the budget that it would kind of make sense. But I kind of hate building ships that don't have proper fighting capabilities just cuz. But for right now, I need a way to differentiate the ships that actually have... However, with our commitments, colonial cruisers might make good sense and they'd basically be overlapping, so... First of all, for right now, I need a way to... clearly differentiate ships which are fighting ships from ships which are colonial ships. I'm gonna need more divisions. Okay, there we are with that, and then that'll leave like 2, 6, 9, 12, 14. Okay, I'm gonna need like 3 divisions of... I know CC has another official meaning, I'm pretty sure, but I don't care. Oops. Should I, no. What? There we are. Okay, so let's see. Obviously, I'm not being too careful about assigning them by exact class. We've just got to get some semblance of organization into this. Obviously, the AI's pre-generated building policy was a bit of a mess. There we are. Everybody's in divisions, everybody's happy. So now... what else? Am I ready to press end turn? I guess I should take a look at my officers. And I should adjust my intel, which is going to be like medium on Germany, high on France and Russia, and then like just low on everyone else. I'm not really worried about. Although we could fight Italy, Spain, and Austria-Hungary, since they are in the Mediterranean where we actually have interests. And Italy, at least, might be an interesting fight at some point. Spain is already hopelessly, pathetically weak, and is only going to get weaker. Italy, or I mean Austria-Hungary, is honestly pretty much the same. Italy could be an interesting fight, maybe. They're at least not. They're not Spain or Austria-Hungary bad. Technically, Japan is the worst fleet right now, but they will overtake Spain and Austria-Hungary pretty fast. It's very early for them. So that's our intel. Officers, Admiral. Let's see here. Cavendish is in charge of Southeast Asia. He is average and a speed enthusiast and rate of fire enthusiast. Good for him. Beaumont is in charge of the Mediterranean station. He is brilliant. In charge of the home station. Ah, MacIver. He has 6 years of service. He is somehow in command of the home fleet. This is years of service, right? There should really be a pop-up on this tooltip. Oh, years in rank. Okay, that's a bit different. Okay. MacIver. Well, we just don't know how good he is. I mean, theoretically, honestly, Beaumont would be the ideal Northern Europe commander, since he's brilliant and all, but we'll wait for it to shake out and see how good they are first. Rear Admiral Dundas here is an incompetent loose cannon. Well, we'll deal with that when it becomes a problem. Okay, so for the next 2 months, we are going to be piling up money at quite a rate. We're just going to have to... This was Germany's fault. 100%. Oh. Okay. That is quite a turn for the worse. Drake. I'm going to need to build 10 of these. Stat. Oh, that's too much monthly build cost. Okay. I'm going to need to build 5 of these. Stat, and we'll build the other 5 later. Yeah. That seems right. It's quite a turn for the worse as far as our relations with Russia go. They are the second biggest... Well, France is technically the second biggest naval power, actually. It's close, though. France only pulls ahead because of their light cruiser... Oh, they're heavy. They're armored cruisers, mainly. And that's counting under construction ships, which is a bit cheeky, actually. Well, if it does come to war with Russia, it's pretty straightforward. We basically blockade the majority of their fleet in the Baltic. Although they might be able to dash through Northern Europe, but we'll probably get at least a chance to fight them. And... Unfortunately, we don't really have basing facilities in the Northeast, so it's not necessarily clear that we can actually directly combat each other all that much, but we'll see how it goes. I guess we are building 3 battleships as well. That takes up some of our budget. That agent is a national hero. Did we learn anything about MacIver yet? Nope. Oh well. There's been an uprising in an African country in the focus of great power colonial ambitions. We need to send a force to evacuate our nationals and protect our interests. What size should it be? A battleship. Hey, we're the British Empire. We'll send a battleship if we damn well want to send a battleship. A pro-Spanish... Oh, good. Rear Admiral Dundas has been placed in command of 1st Armored Cruiser Division. That's nice. Well, that sure pissed everyone off. Honestly, you'd think they'd be kind of used to the British Empire sending a battleship to everything, but apparently not. Okay, that was fast. Thanks for watching, sailors. Hope you enjoyed. New parts will be up every other day, or you can watch live on Twitch. If you did enjoy, consider leaving a like and subscribing. Have a nice day, sailors. This is Sea Lord Jenda, signing off.